Hey, sports fans, PBC Sports Chaos. And we're going to talk about the AFC West predictions on their season schedule, all four teams. And fitting to bring up the AFC West because apparently now that Joe Biden has dropped out, Taylor Swift may become the running mate of Kamala, or however you say her name, Harris. So we'll see. Does that mean Travis Kelce will be the first man in the White House and in the NFL at the same time? We'll see. All right. PB, let's start out. Denver Broncos. Russ Wilson, they got his ass out of there. Sean Payton didn't want him anymore. I don't think it's going to help them. What do you think about the Denver Broncos this year in 2024?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I don't see much going for this team. Vegas has their under over at 5.5, which I think is a pretty good number. I think if this team gets to 6 wins, I'd be pretty impressed. I only have them with 4 wins on the year, and one of those is the last game of the season at home against Kansas City because Kansas City will have things locked up by then and they won't play their starters.
Oh, okay, okay. All right.
So I got them beating Vegas at home. I got them beating Carolina at home. And I got to beat him. I'm got to win him in Tampa. Just
You
that's
have
it.
them
And
winning in Tampa, huh?
yeah, and then I got him
Wow.
losing everything else. I have him losing at home to Atlanta, at home to Cleveland, at home to Indy. I think all those teams are better. I got Kansas City, like I said, I'm beating Kansas City in the last game because it's going to be a meaningless game. So 4-13 for Denver this year, which would be under the 5.5. By the way, their under over win total is the lowest in the league with the Patriots.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
I got them.
Patriots 20.
Wait, by the way, interesting matchup. Week two, they go to Pittsburgh to face Russ.
Yeah, is that at Pittsburgh or is that at home?
I
I thought it was.
believe that's at Pittsburgh.
Okay.
So you know what? I'm 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 less high on them than you. I got them at 3-14. I only see them beating the Saints, splitting with the Raiders, and they got Washington. That's it. That so I see
Yeah.
them winning three games. That's it.
Wait, I didn't have him against Washington.
I made a no,
Um,
Washington. Maybe oh no, actually not no, just I'm sorry. It's Saints, they split with the Raiders. I actually have them beating the Steelers, believe it or not.
oh, okay. All right.
That's what it was. But I
All
got
right.
them 3-14. Bo Nix will be the starter on day one, I think. Do you agree? Although Zach Wilson is going to be a thorn in his side, in my opinion.
Yeah, very well could be, but
Sean Payton is a
either
quarterback whisperer. So, you know what?
yeah.
Zach Wilson may thrive there.
All right.
All
Next
right.
up,
Raiders. The
the
Raiders.
Raiders. Hey, I got the Raiders in a worse situation than even Denver. You
I'm
have
with
Denver
you.
with 3 wins. I got them with 4. I don't know how Vegas has a team at 6.5. That means they have to win 7 for you to lose the under on this one. I love the under on this one. I have them coming out of the gate just losing every single game. Their first 5 games at the Chargers, at Baltimore, Carolina at home. I even have them losing that, Cleveland at home, and at Denver. I have those all as losses. I don't have them winning until they play Pittsburgh at home. And then I
Their
have
road
them.
schedule, PB, their road schedule. They have to go to Cincy, Miami, the Jags, New Orleans, and the Ravens. That's brutal road
Brutal.
schedule.
It's brutal, brutal. I have them winning at home against Denver, and I have them winning that game against Pittsburgh at home too. And that's it. Oh no, I'm sorry. I have them winning at home the last game of the year against the Chargers as well. So I got them at 3-14.
Ooh, you're nice. I only see him winning the Panthers and split with the Broncos. That's it. Two
So
and
you got them at
15.
2-15.
2-15. Yeah. I just did. I feel bad, but I don't see it. That tough schedule, pathetic roster. I just I Antonio Pierce is the coach. I like him, right? He's the coach, Antonio Pierce.
Yep, yep.
I do like him a lot. I think he gets something out of them, but they got no roster. People give the Patriots a lot of crap for having a bad roster. That roster is worse, in my opinion. Don't you agree?
Oh, I agree 100%. 100%. And they don't
All
have a
right.
quarterback.
No. All right. Let's go out further west. Let's go to the Chargers. Jim Harbaugh, first year there.
Yeah.
I'm actually excited about the Chargers. I think they have a good year coming this year.
I do too, and I had him. I originally had him at 10-7, but then I had him losing at Vegas in that last game, just a choking like they always do down the stretch. So, which they very could well could win that game, and that would make them 10-7. But I did have them losing that game to make them 9-8. I have them coming out strong though. Vegas, at Carolina, at Pittsburgh are all wins to me. But then they hit a skid. After the Tennessee game, which I have them winning, they got Cincy, Baltimore, at Atlanta, at Kansas City. I have them losing 4 in a row there, which is going to really hurt their playoff chances as it comes down the stretch. I got them going 9-8. I could see them going 10-7. They might squeak into the playoffs somehow with Harbaugh in his first year, but I'm not completely sold yet. That Vegas isn't either. Vegas is under over, by the way, it's 8.5. So
Really?
I got him at 9-8, which would be the over. I can see him going 10-7. I think it's a safe play to go over on this one because they would have to be under 500 for them not to go over, right? They'd have to be 8-9.
Yeah.
So I think this is an over 500 team this year. Like I said, 9-8, 10-7. But I got him at 9-8 on the record.
So they drafted a tackle last year, Penei Sewell. They drafted a tackle this year, Joe Alt. The offensive line is going to be very strong. Justin Herbert is going to be very exceptional, I think, with that line. I'm concerned he has no receivers who's used to. Mike Williams is gone. Keenan Allen's gone, right? I believe the tight end's gone, if I'm not mistaken. I forget his name right now. So I'm a little nervous about the receiving room and Justin Herbert being on the same page, but the offensive line will be strong. The games this game, obviously they'll probably lose 1 to KC, maybe not, maybe even 2. They got to go to Cleveland later in the year. Cleveland's going to be a lot stronger than people think. They got to play the Ravens, you just mentioned. They got to play Cincy. They got to go to the Patriots in December, 12/29 in December in New England. Not a good, friendly environment. So I'm a little nervous there. And Atlanta's going to be a wild card. Atlanta is the one. If they beat Atlanta, they go 10-7. If they don't beat Atlanta, they're 9-8. I got them 10-7 though.
All right, so we're pretty close on that one. Isn't Penei Sewell on Detroit though?
Oh yeah. I'm thinking of who's the other guy? The other offensive tackle they drafted 2 years ago. I can't even think of his name. Penny's there. You're right. They drafted a tackle 2 years ago, so they get left and a right tackle.
Yeah, didn't they get someone out of BC? Didn't they draft the guy from BC?
Zach Allen is on. No, Zach Allen's on Denver.
No,
I forget.
that's the guy. Different dude.
Yeah. I think they did though. You're right. So they have a strong offensive line, in my opinion. I'm looking forward to him. I am. Yeah, Penei Sewell. You're right. He's on Detroit. All right. KC is going for a three-peat. And by the way, their division will pose no challenge to that three-peat at all. None at all.
No.
What do you think? And by the way, my only concern with them is I know they got better in the wide receiver room with Hollywood Brown, but Rashee Rice may be in prison by the time the season starts, right?
Right. And then they drafted Xavier Worthy out of Texas, though.
Yes.
He's a speedster, so
But he's a speedster only, PB. I don't know. I was never impressed by him in college. He didn't catch a lot of balls that I thought were contested balls. And I watched a lot of Big 12, as you know, Oklahoma fan. I'm not sure. I'm Xavier Worthy. I'm not sure he's going to be a star in the first year. I don't know if he even becomes a legitimate NFL player. We'll see. He can run, though. He can run. But so can Thornton from the Baylor, who's on the Pats and has done nothing. So we'll see.
Yeah. And Pacheco's been impressing me at running back. And I think when he gets the ball, he can do some stuff. You still got Kelsey on that team. And you still have Mahomes.
Back, right? The defense is almost back intact, right? They signed Chris Jones, they gave him the money, right? The defense is back.
Yep. So I mean, Vegas has this team at 11.5 right now. I think that's an easy over for me. I can't see this team only winning 11 games this year. Because remember, with 17 games, that means they would go 11-6. That doesn't seem like a Kansas City Chiefs record to me at all. I think 12-5 is definitely achievable, but I have them at 13-4, and that's with losing that last game at Denver because they're going to have it clinched up. So they'll be 13-3 going into that game before they drop that last one. The only 3 losses I have them is Cincinnati at home in week 2, up in Buffalo, and then at Cleveland, interestingly enough. I have them dropping that one. They'll be in the middle of a winning streak at Carolina, Vegas, and the Chargers before that. And then they got Houston and Pittsburgh after. So I got them winning all 5 of those. But I have them dropping that one at Cleveland. So not too bad, right? 3 losses going into that final game of the year. If that game means something, they needed to get home field, whatever, they'll win it. But I have a feeling it'll all be locked up, and then they'll just not play anybody, and that's why I think they're going to lose it. So I got them at 13-4.
See, the Buffalo game is at Buffalo, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I got that one. And Cincy is home?
Yeah.
But you have them losing to Cincy.
I do.
In Kansas City.
I have them losing in Kansas City to
Yeah, no,
Cincinnati.
I don't see that. I do see
Burrowhead.
them. I do see them losing at home to Baltimore to open the season up. I got that one. I got them losing to San Fran. I'm with you on the Buffalo game. That's three, and then potentially either Pitt or Cleveland because they're both away games in bad weather. But KC's a bad weather team as well. So believe it or not, I got and Andy Reid will not let them lose the last game, no matter what. He wants to go in on a high streak going into the playoffs. I got them on 14-3.
All right. All right. I like it. We're
And
pretty
only
much
thing that holds them down is injury, right? If Pat or Travis or Chris Jones gets hurt for the season, they're done. Do you agree?
yeah. 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 That could very well be all it. You know what? I look at this. I have one more win than you do for Denver and Vegas, and you have one more win than I do for Kansas City and the Chargers. So we're right there. We didn't pick anything exact, but we're only off by a game across the board.
Is this the worst division in football, you think?
I mean, because the Chargers are basically going to struggle to be a 500 team, and the other two teams completely suck. That
Yeah,
could be, and it's
that's the
funny
point. I
because
mean, you can't say it's the worst because the KC's going to be strong, right? So I take that back. But compared to the rest of the teams in the division, I mean, KC's going to sweep this division, probably,
right, yeah,
right?
they could,
That's six
yeah, yeah,
wins, six
yeah.
wins right there. So all right,
And
let's
remember,
do.
you
We'll
remember,
go.
but
What's
you
that?
remember like 2 years ago, we would say in the AFC West was the best division in football, right?
We said if Aaron Rodgers went to Denver, they might go to the Super Bowl. And now look at it, right?
Yeah.
So, all right. Next week we'll go south. We want to hit the NFC South.
NFC South will be fun. Yeah, let's do that one. It'll be our third division
Okay.
analysis. Yeah,
All right,
sounds
man.
good.
Looking forward to it. Talk to you later.
All right, see you.